Welcome to today's video about Generative AI Multimodal, NCA-GENM, exam prep. What is the NVIDIA-Certified Associate Generative AI Multimodal, NCA-GENM? NCA-GENM exam details. Recommended qualifications and experience. Key areas and weightings for the NCA-GENM exam. Tips for preparing for the NCA-GENM exam. 1. You are training a multimodal model that combines audio and video data. You observe that the model performs well on the training data but generalizes poorly to unseen data. Which of the following regularization techniques is most likely to improve the generalization performance in this scenario? A. L1 regularization, lasso. B. Dropout. C. Early stopping. D. Weight decay, L2 regularization. E. Data augmentation. 2. Which of the following is not a common challenge in training multimodal generative AI models? A. Handling different data modalities with varying statistical properties. B. Aligning feature spaces of different modalities. C. Dealing with missing modality data during inference. D. Optimizing for a single modality at the expense of others. E. The computational complexity associated with training large unimodal models. 3. Consider the following code snippet used for creating a multimodal dataset with PyTorch. The dataset contains images and corresponding text descriptions. However, during training, you observe a significant imbalance in the data distribution of text lengths. Which of the following techniques would best address this issue? A. Applying standard image augmentation techniques to the image data. B. Padding or truncating text sequences to a fixed length. C. Using a learning rate scheduler to adjust the learning rate during training. D. Applying batch normalization to the image features. E. Using the exact same length of text and same images. 4. You are training a multimodal model with text and audio inputs. You notice that the audio modality dominates the training process, and the text modality is not contributing significantly to the final performance. Which of the following strategies can you use to address this modality imbalance? Select 2. A. Increase the learning rate for the text encoder. B. Decrease the batch size for the audio data. C. Apply a modality-specific weighting scheme to the loss function, giving more weight to the text loss. D. Remove the audio modality altogether to force the model to rely on text. E. Increase the size of the audio dataset. 5. You are building a multimodal model that takes video and audio as input. You want to fuse the information extracted from both modalities. Which of the following fusion techniques allows for learning temporal dependencies between modalities? A. Early fusion, concatenating features before feeding into a single network. B. Late fusion, averaging the probabilities from separate networks. C. Attention-based fusion using transformers, allowing the model to weigh the importance of different parts of each modality over time. D. Simple addition of feature vectors from video and audio streams. E. Maximum pooling across feature vectors from video and audio streams. 6. You are fine-tuning a pre-trained multimodal model for a new task. You have limited computational resources. Which of the following fine-tuning strategies would be the most computationally efficient while still achieving good performance? A. Fine-tune all the layers of the model. B. Freeze all layers except the classification head and fine-tune only the classification head. C. Freeze the lower layers of the model and fine-tune the upper layers and the classification head. D. Train a new random model from scratch for the task, which will avoid the need to load the pre-trained model. E. Randomize the model to train, if it improves the training rate. 7. When training a multimodal generative model for image captioning, you notice the model generates grammatically correct but generic and uninformative captions. Which technique is most likely to improve the informativeness and specificity of the generated captions? A. Increase the size of the image encoder. B. Use beam search during inference with a large beam size. C. Employ a diverse beam search or sampling strategy during inference to encourage exploration of different caption possibilities. D. Decrease the learning rate during training. E. Decrease the size of the vocabulary. 8. You're tasked with building a system that can generate realistic images from text descriptions and, conversely, generate accurate text descriptions from images. You decide to use a GAN, Generative Adversarial Network, architecture, but need to handle both modalities effectively. What GAN variant would be most suitable for this bidirectional multimodal task? A. Vanilla GAN. B. Conditional GAN, CGAN. C. Cycle GAN. D. Deep Convolutional GAN, DCGAN. E. Super Resolution GAN, SRGAN. 9. You are tasked with evaluating a text-to-video generation model. Which of the following metrics would be most appropriate for assessing the temporal coherence and smoothness of the generated videos? A. Inception score, is. B. Furché inception distance, FID. C. Learned perceptual image patch similarity, LPIPS. D. Furché video distance, FVD. E. Blue score. 10. Which of the following techniques is most suitable for aligning the feature spaces of text and images in a multimodal model? A. Using separate loss functions for text and image encoders. B. Concatenating the features from the text and image encoders without any further processing. C. Employing a contrastive loss function that encourages similar representations for semantically related text and images. D. Training the text and image encoders independently. E. Only using image data during the training process. Check the correct answers for each question. Subscribe PassCert for more IT exam prep.